signatures to ensure that your move to impeach Cabinet Secretary for Devolution, Anne Waiguru, moves on.
Thank you so much, viewers. At the moment I have 90 members of parliament, those who have managed to sign my motion. As you know, there is a threshold where you have to have over 88 members, which is a quarter of the National Assembly, which is the number is 347. A quarter of it is 87.2. So a minimum of 88 members must sign for you to take a motion, a special motion, like the motion that I'm intending to move this afternoon. I'll give a notice of the motion. Then we'll go on recess within a week, because the standing orders have stated very clearly that you have within 3 days after Speaker's approval is when it can come before the floor of the House. But I'm happy to say that I realized that number yesterday. I managed to get 10 more. It was initially 97. Then 17 of them were bribed. Some were intimidated, some were bribed, some were blackmailed into withdrawing their signatures. But the Speaker last week ruled, he gave a communication that once you sign, you cannot withdraw. So at the moment I have a 90, which is a fixed number. It cannot come down below 90, because that is a law. That is one standing order states very clearly after the communication by the Speaker that you cannot withdraw a signature once signed. So after all the challenges that have come, that I've gone through, I've lost some members who are supporting my motion in the name of they were blackmailed, some were intimidated by different forces, the dark forces. You know, corruption must fight back. They have really used a lot of their resources to really ensure that I cannot move, destabilize my intention of having a motion, a special motion to impeach CS Waiguru. But I've managed to get the number, which is 90. At the moment, I've raised another number. I have a WhatsApp group, which I've raised a number up to 120, who are ready to support me before the floor of the House. Because by law, this is a provision of the Constitution, where a member of Parliament may, at one point or another, feel that he has enough grounds to impeach a sitting Cabinet Secretary. And once you get a minimum of 8 members, then you can move your motion. Then again, I need 117 members, which is a third of 349, so that I can take it to another level of forming a select committee to discuss the conduct or the character of one CS Waiguru in the misappropriation of National Youth Service resources, the misappropriation of youth fund, and the misappropriation of funds that were meant to build the Uduma centers.
Indeed, if I do remember, last week when the Speaker did also introduce some new regulations setting the impeachment motion as its standards high. I don't know whether that the Speaker's communication will apply to your motion or not. And how confident are you that maybe you'll be able to, should your motion go to Parliament, you'll be able to raise the 117 members to form a select committee?
Laws are meant to apply not retrogressively. You cannot apply a law in a past event. You can only address the future issues. And I know any other motion that is coming after my motion and after the other motions that are before the House at the moment will meet those standards that were set by the Speaker. But I want to state very clearly that I had enough grounds to constitute an impeachment motion, because I had there are on three grounds. One is violation of the Constitution, and two is cross misconduct. On violation of the Constitution, I have given specifics on where one CS Waiguru had violated the Constitution. On cross misconduct, I have given on issues, and one of it is in public domain, when she came out clearly stating that there was no money or no resources lost. Then later on, after about a month or so, she came out saying that money was lost. As a cabinet secretary, in good democracies, in first world countries, the moment you contradict a statement as a state officer, that is when you need to resign immediately or step aside for investigation. And it is sad that even EACC, which is an independent body, and is an institution that is meant to work independently, can report to someone who has been accused of misappropriation of funds. EACC should be submitting their reports to the right institutions like DPP or Parliament. But she is coming low and reporting to one Anne Waiguru, and I don't know why most institutions have been intimidated or blackmailed to be reporting to her. You saw even the CID report which went to her, which is wrong. It is the allegations are even leveled against her, and no one knows what happened in NYS unless we do an investigation. At the moment, the reason or the spirit of advising anybody, any state officer to step aside is that you cannot interfere with the investigation. And one way of interfering with the investigation is by concealing some information. We are meant to understand that there are some files that are missing at the moment, even at the registrar of companies. Some companies have no files, and those are the companies that are alleged to have corruption activities in National Youth Service. But I want to say to Kenyans that this is a war that I'm not going to relent. I'm not going to withdraw. I will remove this motion because I know it is owned by many other Kenyans. If given those who given an opportunity or a platform like mine as a member of parliament, they would have done the same. Look at the economic issues, the crisis that we are facing at the moment. One of the obstacles of us moving forward as a country is because there is a lot of corruption in this country. The World Bank reported early last month that we are losing 400 billion as a country every year through corruption. And we are losing another 137 billion through tax evasion. And then unless we come and stand firm and we go forward and remain focused in the war against graft, then we will lose this thing, and then we'll have an economy that cannot sustain any activity that we're doing, whether economic activity, whether running programs like education facilities, having our children in school, workers having a good pay for their work, having good allowances, working in good environments. Unless we check on corruption, we will not move forward as a country. And one last thing that I must mention, when I started moving this thing, they said many things, that I was an issue that was promoted by, or it was a code issue. The corruption is a vice that affects every Kenyan. It affects, including the presidency, all of us. It affects this nation, and we must remain united as a country on some people names. That this one is advocating for this issue because it's a tribalist. Is within Jubilee wants to rock the party. Let us address this issue in a manner that is going to unite us, because this corruption is going to resort to taking us backwards. Kibaki really tried for the 10 years, and now we have to take it over as this generation, on behalf of the generations to come, and on behalf of a future Kenya that we really want to build. We have a vision 2030, and one of the issues that we need to address is corruption. We cannot achieve the vision 2030 unless we curb corruption.
Thank you so much, Mheshimiwa, for your comments, and we'll be looking forward to see how the motion will go on the floor of the House. So that is Nandi Hills Member of Parliament, Alfred Keter, giving us his views on why he feels that he should go on with the impeachment motion against devolution Cabinet Secretary Anne Waiguru. Back to you, Ian.